County, Sonoma. So basically what I did was, it was lava rock, then underneath that I found that colored red mulch, underneath that was ground cover, and underneath that was heavy adobe. So I removed everything that I could and I pickaxed out the agapanthus. So what I realized from living in Sebastopol, which was also on the heavy adobe belt, 7-minute straight line from here, was I figured out a way to make things grow without, I had told Jeff, this is my compost bucket that is in my kitchen all the time. So what I did was, and now all of these plants were bought at Ace Hardware right up here on Guerneville. They're locally sourced and they are not treated with neonicotinoids, and they have the most amazing assortment of pollinator plants. And that is where I got all of these plants. So if you saw this in the spring, all you would have seen is little. This was in a 4-inch pot that cost me $1.99. And so just to let you know, I am going to harvest the seeds for later on. A project is, we are going to do seeds, and we're going to propagate plants for people that want free plants to do their yards. We will not do it for you, but we will give you this stuff. So what I did was, in the adobe, I dug a hole, good, 10, 12 inches deep, and I filled it with water. And I wanted to see how fast it drained. And then, I know, exactly. 2 days later, what I did then was I put some, I like Dr. Earth potting soil, but I've bought other stuff too, but I try to keep it like organic, and especially if I'm going to eat it. So I put a layer of good soil on the bottom of this, and then I dumped this raw compost.
Just like the raw.
Just like that. In the hole. I covered it with about 8 inches of more potting soil. I dug a little space for the 4-inch pot, put in some bone meal, and put the pot in. Voila.
So all these are their individual holes then? You didn't do the whole...
I didn't do the whole thing. And so basically how I like to plant is I read the tag for its mature height. And then, so once you figure that out, you can do your placement of plants without, being too close together, but not being too far apart. Because what I find is, I have hardly any weeds in here because they can't fit in. So it eliminates that bit of maintenance. Into the neighbor's yard, and the quail actually, the dogs didn't bother them, and you know what I mean. And it was just such a reciprocal arrangement that the quail nested in this really big geranium up here. I had 11 quail, and
then they took off.
And then they said thank you, and off they went.
Wow.
Yeah, so it is amazing what kind of habitat you can make with minimal amount of money and time. It just needs to be really well put together. So and I know that we are, our plots are small or weird. The soil is poor, but if you will build it, they will come. So basically, this was just free compost that I was eating anyway. I bought a bag of soil, and truthfully, I only water this once a week. I give it a good soaking, end of subject.
So what do you do with this compost?
I just dump it in a hole. I'll dump it.
Here?
We're gonna do it back there.
Okay.
Yeah. Keep everything convenient, so I can keep my yard looking good without having to be like, oh, I got to go out there and spend a day now. My pruners are always sharpened and they're right up there within reach. You know what I mean? So I just, there's oregano, there's sage, there's thyme. I like the textures in different colors.
Sure.
I put in, there's 2 cucumbers, there's a tomato. There's the butterfly bushes that I actually have just started seeing butterflies on. And on the other side is another tomato that I did in a huge mound system. So it was the same thing. I dug out a bowl, but then I went up. And so finding wood at the beach, driftwood and stuff like that, I just kind of compacted it that way. But I buried a thing of that, and I did the same thing, but I made it a cone shape instead. And the tomatoes are doing great.
Let me just offer.
I do feed the flowering plants. All of them are fed every other week, a diluted solution of Maxi C. And then with the hanging plants and the flowering plants, they're also sprayed with plain water on hot days. Or if it's a really hot day, all of those plants are in the shade. But you know, look, this weather right now is perfect for man, woman, and beast. And so they are sprayed also with a foliar food of Maxie. But I don't.
That seaweed, is it?
Yeah, it's like a seaweed derivative. But I don't feed my vegetables because I eat them. But the pollinator plants all get fed on a regular basis. But like I said, I just soak this all in like once a week. You know, if it's really hot, like every 10 days with weather that's been like this.
Oh, that's
What did you say you